Welcome back to Twice Half. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Otto Van Bismarck. He was a cool guy. You should look him up. We're going to talk about Kyrie Irving, the great and, all-knowing retard from, a bunch of different basketball
We're about
teams.
to get in trouble for saying retard.
Well, I don't understand that.
What the
Hey,
fuck?
only one mic's working.
Yeah.
Hey. You better fix that, bro. Now none of them are working. There we go.
All right.
There we go.
Get to watch that shit in real time.
Yeah, fucking up. But yeah, Kyrie Irving, I gave up 4 years, 100-something million to be unvaccinated. Why is that something to be proud of?
Because he stood for his values.
You're dealing with someone who's mentally deficient, but wants to pretend that they're a lot smarter than they actually are, because they say and do shit that this guy does all of the time. The
things that they cite in general when spouting off in this case anti-vax, but it could be any number of things. But the things they spout off have no backing in actual investigative science.
None.
Or investigative living. Other than I read it on this page on Facebook that someone somewhere else read somewhere and fucking telephoned it.
Telephone. And the shittiest form of telephone, it just gets super garbled.
Well, and let's be fair. I do
He's a good rapper.
Yeah, he is. I don't know if he's still active.
I think so.
He might be.
He's cool.
Yeah, but to be fair with him, he may try to project as a higher IQ individual, but he comes off incredibly low IQ because he also stated the Earth was flat.
Yeah, we figured that out.
Oh, dude, I was
2,500 years ago. Longer. We figured that out a long time ago.
Well, I mean, the Earth is only 4,000 years old, so there's 6.
6. You gotta love that. What? 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 That doesn't make any sense. None.
And these are the people that don't want liberal or progress. First off, the fact that they use Prague as a fucking insult.
Yeah.
How dare you be progressive?
It's what?
That's not that's literally how we got to where we are today, is by progressing. Not just as a species, but as a society.
Remember when racist white
regressed.
People were on the white man's burden, which was bringing everybody up to civilized, what happened to that? Can we go back to that? That was the decent racism.
I mean, they were trying to make America great again. Maybe that's what they were talking about. I don't know.
No, you're in that corrupt ass time when you fucking buy your senatorship and governorship and the presidency and that's what people don't understand. It's like, hey homeboy, our shit is pretty corrupt, has been for some time. The forefathers would be pretty mad if they came about today and they were like, what the fuck is going on? Wait, so hold on. So we got this awesome public school system, but we keep taking from it.
And we're not just talking money either, which they do. They keep taking resources, as in, oh, well, that book might offend somebody. And that isn't... That isn't just limited to the snowflakes. Because a lot of the books that are being taken out are offending, quote-unquote, conservative individuals.
Snowflakes. Conservatives. Anytime any of these racist, bigoted, prejudiced, because I'm going to cover all of them, because not everybody... Not everyone believes that their ethnicity is truly superior to everyone else, because they understand we're all one race, so I don't get what the fuck you're talking about. But... and then others are just bigoted, and some are just prejudiced. They're prejudging someone before they meet them. And, you know, when they get educated...
Based on their bigotries.
Yeah, once they get educated, they're all like, oh, okay, nah, yeah, they're not all bad. It's like, all right, well, we're moving in the right direction. Fuck it.
Getting closer.
And I believe in the freedom of speech. Hey, if you want to be a hateful motherfucker, be a hateful motherfucker. Just hey, don't get in anyone else's way. You're allowed to be
once you do that too, be ready for the repercussions of your actions.
Yeah.
I mean,
most importantly, just don't hurt
by
nobody.
all means, you could walk up to someone and call them, you know, the racist term for whatever group they are. You know, that great prejudiced term you've deemed.
Yeah, you fucking muggle. That's racist.
But, yeah.
That really is, though.
Yeah, because it's a completely different, yeah.
When you think about it, that actually
that's
really
deep.
is racist. Like, because you could say that magical users are on a whole nother level.
Yeah.
Which, that chick really needs to stop retconning shit, because it's like, dude, just stop. You're killing your series.
But yeah, you could go up and use any term. Be ready for them to react to it, though. You have the freedom to say it, just like they have the freedom to say something back to you.
Yeah,
you can't walk up so someone go, fuck you, and then when they say fuck you back to you, you get all, oh.
Well, I'm not going to say the group, but there's a certain group, a culture in the Bay Area that will literally, at least when we were young, come up to you when you're on the bus and be like, I want to sit there. Excuse me? Motherfucker, go stand. And then get mad. Lightweight start a fight. And then get mad at you for not capitulating with what they fucking want. And you're like, what the fuck? And play victim the entire time. They'll, you know, you go to sit somewhere and this motherfucker literally lean up and just fart right where you were gonna sit, and then just look out the window like you,
like nothing happened,
like you know what you're doing. You're a dirty douchebag. It's very annoying, but that's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's where a lot of people get, you know, pissed off because they get in that tribal mentality and they're all like, you know, it's me, you know, and I'm only going to help my
little
people,
tight,
my little tight group of people, and that's annoying. Especially, hey, if you're going to come over to my country, I would appreciate, can you keep your shit attached?
No, apparently I can't.
USB's messing up.
Yeah.
It ain't working there either. You know, I forgot where I was going with that. I got distracted. Trying to fix this. Oh!
There we go.
There we go. Now it's louder.
There we go.
I don't even think it was working on the other one. Like, period.
No, it was working, but it wasn't working well.
Comment below. Was it working? It's kind of bullshit that you gotta jump through all these hoops with YouTube in order to fucking, you know, get anything. For the larger channels. Not, you know, for obviously not for us. But for the bigger dudes, it's lightweight a bitch, you know, because there's a lot of, you know, rigmarole you got to go through. And for YouTube, a lot of shit that they got to go through. In all honesty, I just cut off China. You know, because as effed up as it is, as much as, you know, the average person there wants to participate, you know, you have the government.
That's really what the issue. That's the big problem in China. Is the government. And
you got to think, you know, by not allowing that there, it kind of cuts down on the fucking amount of slavery that those people are kind of forced to do. Because them factories, they're not asked to work there.
No.
You know, you're the Apple factory that's either in Korea, one of them, they had put suicide nets up.
Jesus.
Yeah. That's sad.
That tells you all you need to know about the environment and the situation that they're in.
I'm a capitalist. I truly believe in the capitalist system, but you do need to have a little bit of socialism in there because people are greedy. And
it's
we
just like...
grew up with dope dealers. I literally grew up and was partially raised by dope dealers and motherfucking pimps. That's businessmen. Their product just happens to be illegal.
And illicit.
Yeah, and if they had enough money, they could lobby the government, and the government would just be like, all right, whatever, go ahead, operate.
Yeah, there's enough money for it.
You know,
that's what you're seeing with sports betting right now.
Yeah, that sham, and, you know, you have it with the drug companies.
Yeah.
You know,
oh,
the
yeah.
bullshit that
Big
they're
time.
pulling. And, you know, so I know the type. You know, they're going to do whatever they can to game the system and just
make sure
money.
they
I
get
money.
theirs.
I get money.
Yeah.
So you have to force
If you get
them.
money because of what I'm doing, so be it. But I don't really give a shit if you do.
Yeah, hey, I don't like paying taxes, but motherfucker, if you make a lot more money than me, muggy, yeah, you need to be, because pretty much you are mugging me. You know, you need to pay your fair share.
enough.
I don't give a fuck if, well, my 3%'s more than his 33%. Well, imagine if you paid fucking 20%, nigga. You'd help the country a lot more, and if you know it's going to be used for corrupt means,
but you only
why don't you say
you're
something?
only paying 3% of it, which means you're keeping far more than you even need to survive. Meanwhile, that person who's making $50,000 is paying 33% and is barely scraping by.
And then you wonder why that
You wonder.
motherfucker
Well,
starts selling
you
dope.
look at stuff like, you know, how they, you know,
Or robbing.
you know, our generation's the first of this group that they're, you know, the older generations are shitting on, because, you know, we're not homeowners by the time we're, you know, 30.
It's
we're
like,
not,
bitch, shit costs 3 times as much it did
No,
when you... 4 times,
4,
5
5,
times.
6,
like,
7
you
times.
That's the shit that
And-
boomers are
and-
some of the dumbest fucking
and
people
income
out there.
has only gone up like 3 times, while stuff costs 5
They
times,
don't... and
6 times.
It's all like either
you had
dumb
people,
or you don't understand.
You had people that could afford to buy a house
off a minimum
off
wage.
of a minimum wage
part-time
salary.
job.
Off of a minimum wage salary, raise a family of 4, buy a house, you know, and we're not talking a mansion, but buy a house off of that. And now, minimum wage can't even get you a studio in the fucking Tenderloin.
Nope.
Fucking one of my classmates at massage school was living in the Tenderloin in a shitty little studio. It was just like $1,600 a month.
It's like, what the a lot of that is the crap ass, you know, foreign owners. A lot of foreign people own too much fucking
Well, I know, like in San Francisco, it's a lot of Russians and Chinese.
Yeah, they're not. I don't care if you're from here. That doesn't. And
when and by saying Russian and Chinese, we don't
I mean literally
like
you
people that are
from
first, second, third generation American.
You're American of Chinese descent. You're American of Russian descent.
No,
I am
they
an American
are
of African
over
and
here,
Mexican descent.
born there.
Yeah,
and some of them, aren't even here.
They just
they
own
stay
the
over
shit.
there. They buy the shit sight unseen, as basically a money shelter from the government.
Well, that's literally what our government allows. They allow foreigners to buy our shit.
And again,
and
when we say foreigners,
like,
we're not talking about someone who came over here, worked their ass off, and got it. We're talking about wealthy individuals in enemy nations.
Yes.
Not just other nations, enemy nations, to be able to just buy up. And not just, okay, they bought a house. They're buying up properties.
I believe corporations can even come here. Foreign corporations could come here, buy up American housing.
Which means that if you're
Americans pay rent in their own fucking country
and if,
to someone outside of the country. And then Joey Diaz, a comedian, brought up, he knew a bunch of Eastern European people that come here, get on disability, and then fly home. And he goes, these motherfuckers are literally getting, you know, Social Security checks signed or printed out to them and mailed to a whole nother motherfucking country. If that's true, like, what the fuck? And then you're gonna get mad at black people? Like, nigga, I'm here.
Yeah.
Not to mention,
and then you're gonna get mad at you're gonna get mad at people that took out predatory loans for student stuff, getting $10,000. You can get mad about that.
Yeah.
But you don't care about people collecting disability that
don't
never
need
paid
it.
into it.
And don't even live here.
Don't even live here.
It's bullshit. The government really needs, especially the punk-ass fucking conservatives, because you motherfuckers are, oh, well, we're conservative with our money. No, you're not. You're not conservative with it. You just don't want it to go to anyone poor. You don't care what color they are, what background they come from. If they're poor, fuck them. If you got enough money, what's your business? I'll hand it out to you. You shouldn't take a loss. That too big to fail, that ain't capitalism.
No, that's corporate
communism.
Socialism.
Yeah.
That's corporate socialism.
Well, and that's also communism. Whoa. Everybody needs to pull our shit together, our revenue to save them. We're going to help you. Everybody all for one and one for all. It's like, man, fuck that bullshit. I don't give a shit. I love Ford. I love the history of Ford. But if they don't know how to manage their company and they fucked off, which Ford was one of the only companies that didn't accept a bailout. Or, they accepted the bailout, and I think they paid it back. They were all like, we'll put it on a payment plan. All these other fucking people are like, nah. And that's the other thing. That's one of the big problems I had when Obama ran. I was all like, this kind of scares me, because first off, he's a young black dude who essentially hasn't done shit. And they're going to pick this guy just automatic. Oh, now he has a head of steam. He hasn't done shit. That scared me, especially with the financial thing. Or not, I shouldn't say scared me, but it worried me, because it's all like, all that's going to be is a, what's the term? You're basically giving me enough rope, so I give you a little bit of motherfucking, there's a term for it. You give me enough space, a buffer room, so I'm like, oh, okay. You're venting the steam by giving me something. Here, let me give you a little throwaway gift, but I'm gonna, just like the devil, I'm gonna give you what you want, but I'm gonna disguise it, as something that you really don't want. And he literally, I'm
gonna give you what you want, but it's not gonna be exactly what you want, because you weren't quite precise. You just said you wanted something,
and
so I'm gonna give you something that's kind of along the lines of what you're looking for. But I'm going to kind of,
And nobody went to jail. All these people intentionally fucked over how many Americans, how many people died, unintentionally. Not like they fucking literally committed suicide, but what was that number? But the people who were homeless, and then because they had certain ailments, and now once you go homeless and you start going into work unkempt because it costs more to rent a hotel, you can't go, it's like, fuck, dude, I'm literally going broke. Because my mortgage was cheaper than the rent I'm paying on this crap-ass apartment.
Yeah.
And then you start losing money, and God forbid you get sick one time. Like, medical insurance in this company's a fucking racket.
Company is not...
Well, yeah, because it is. We are basically one fucking big company that just hands shit out. We're basically fucking indentured servants.
Yeah.
That's what we are. Every one of us. If you don't make above a certain amount of money,
you have to hit a certain threshold, but below that, you're an indentured servant, essentially. I mean, you could get a little ahead, but you can never get fully.
Yeah, and for all these conservatives,
and that's the other thing, is you can save, you can do all these things right, quote unquote right, to try and get out of that servitude. It takes one setback. Takes one hospital visit, takes one, car issue, it takes one, name it, to where you have to wipe out a chunk of what you've put aside to try and dig out of that hole. It's gone.
And then
that's not even including if you're, say, trying to save up to start a business to grow, and you have larger businesses in that, they may try and take you out. And they won't do it gracefully, they won't do it, fairly.
See, if I was governor, I would legit, I'm not asking, the shit's not coming up for a vote. The proof is in the pudding. You guys said, we tried trickle down, or you said that if I gave you massive tax breaks, you would create jobs. And, I know what they're going to say. We did create jobs. And it's all like, no, you created a bunch of temporary jobs. You created a bunch of jobs that last long enough to where it counts as one. Then you end it. So they have to go to another job. So now that counts as two. It's like, no,
or what they'll do
you're not
is
allowed.
They'll do multiple part-time jobs.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, but we've employed 6 people for 3 positions.
And it's all like, no, nigga, that's bullshit. And then because of that, now it's all like they don't meet the requirement for me to pay their benefits, or I can't do this, or I can't do that. And it's like, what's going to kill this country is allowing corporations, really allowing businessmen to operate with impunity. Why the fuck do I have to work hard and see none of the reward, and you see literally every benefit from my hard work? I personally, I'm not going to do that. And I have been at jobs where it's all like, nah.
Yeah.
Nigga, we signed a fucking contract. I, myself, and my own fucking business. That's how I treat it. I'm my own corporation.
Well, yeah, and I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
we negotiated. It wasn't just
this
we were
fucking
independent
price.
contractors.
That's what we're going off of. We're not going off of whatever the fuck you now say we're doing. I told her, then get me a new fucking contract. We'll negotiate that. And if you want me to sell your product, which isn't in the original contract, then you need to compensate me for that. If you don't want to do that, then I'm not doing that. You know, my position makes 90% of the fucking money in this goddamn corporation. Why the fuck would I let you dictate to me what I'm gonna do when literally your salary comes from my hands? Not gonna happen. You ain't gonna fucking punk me. That's not gonna happen. You know, no matter how much any of your supervisors play your friend, are your friend, once it comes to business, all that shit goes out the window. Because you are now, and don't take it personal, you represent the business. So you gotta tell me this is what they're doing. If you personally don't come to me personally, and you're just now spouting this shit like I'm a pawn, oh, well now you've shown me that I'm nothing but a pawn to you, so now you're gonna get fucking, I'm gonna treat you like a fucking pawn, cause you're fucking tripping. I make the money. You don't make the money. You make the schedule. So when I tell you shit, you do shit for me. You don't fucking tell me, oh no, well I can't do that. Alright, well bye. You know, no. All your money comes from what I did and what he did. And there's several places that I've been to that have done that. And that's a big problem.
There was one that we were at together.
Yeah, there's both of them we were at together. It's a big problem.
Well, really all 3 if you want to go even further back.
Yeah, and that's a big problem with corporate America. They love to, dangle, this low-paying job, over your head. Well, I'll just let you go. And they know by letting you go, you will be financially
And what's funny
ruined.
about that is it's okay for the company to do that.
But you can't do that to them.
But if
they owe you money, they're allowed to fucking pay you at a super slow motherfucking pace. But if you owe them money, the government's like, hey, pay up.
And it's not because you did anything wrong. They had an error in accounting. It's their fault that they paid you too much, but now you got to go back and...
See, yeah.
And not just pay it back. Okay, it wasn't mine. I'm paying it back. They need it in lump sum right now. But if they short your check, they drag their feet.
They will drag their ass. Well, we have to get a hold of accounting. Bullshit, nigga. You know what the fuck you did. And a big problem too is there's too many scabs nowadays. You have a lot of dumb, and really this is what it is, dumb fucking people who only care about themselves and will literally fuck themselves and everyone else because, well, I'm getting paid right now. It's like, yeah, but don't you see, by you accepting that now, it's screwing us all over?
You could get $100 today, or we do things right, and in a week you'll get 1,000.
They'll be like, I'll take that 100 now. I'll take your job. You're stupid. I'm going to go in there right now. And it's like, what are you doing? Or when we're supposed to stand in solidarity, in all honesty, fuck the Teamsters from the Midwest and fuck the Teamsters from the East Coast. Coming from a West Coast Teamster, I should say former Teamster. West Coast Teamster. Because when you niggas... this is really in the UPS system. When you niggas needed us to strike so you could get livable shit, we did it. And that cost us. Because we actually live in a place
where it's expensive.
Where it costs fucking actual money to live. Not where you go and you work some punk ass fucking $10 job and you got somewhere to fucking live. Nah, nigga, $10 ain't gonna get me shit. And that's what
you can't even go to fucking McDonald's with $10.
And that's what we were working off of. That was people. They were literally telling us. People said, "Oh, I moved here from Ohio." They were like, "Man, we were making 10 something. All my friends were making like Ohio was just thrown out there. You know, I was making like 5 something an hour. It was like, what the fuck? You were making 5 something an hour? I started working at 14. I never made that little amount of money.
Yeah.
Never in my life. And like as minimum wage, that's like holy shit. And a lot of people were like that for a very, very long time. And we all went on strike. That shit hurt. I remember I was like, damn, man, I'm broke. But I was still young, so you could be like, Mom, Dad, I could still get a lot of help from them.
Still, at that point we're 18, 19.
But
we were
all
young.
The OGs,
oh yeah,
they were pissed, but they did it. And that problem was resolved pretty quick because we all did it in solidarity.
Yep.
And then when we asked for that same motherfucking gesture to be rendered in kind, did they do it? Nope. Them motherfuckers were like, oh, I can't afford that. Yeah, you can, nigga. I know how you live. That shit had me hot as fuck. Yeah. That had our representative hot as fuck. That dude was pissed.
Yeah.
The president of the West Coast was hot. I remember he literally came to our hub yelling. He was pissed. And that's what I mean. You got a bunch of stingy, greedy, pieces of shit.
Me.
Exactly. Remember.
I don't, me. No. I don't care if your family eats. Me.
And a lot of this, it really comes down to, and I know I bash him a lot, that's because I know the history of the fucking people. The punk-ass Republican Party don't give a shit about family. And what's the number one thing they say that they're about? Family. They're fucking full of shit. They're full of shit. Because who has been the number one person to attack family? The Republicans. Anytime someone needs help, anytime there's a bill to go out to help everyday Americans, nope. Anytime there's a bill to go out to help any Fortune 500 company, sign real quick. Go ahead and do it. Should you go to jail for predatory lending? Literally. Being like, yeah, go with your money, with your name, go buy all these homes, everybody, that I know you can't afford. I know it because I'm structuring it that way. I'm lying to you. And then in a couple years, I'm going to take that shit, and now as the bank, I'm sitting on fucking 300,000 homes. Like, nigga, look at all this motherfucking real estate wealth I got, and I could just rent it out. That's what they do. That's
why for-profit fucking banks are like corporate they're banks
bad.
That are corporations.
They're bad.
They need to go.
That's why, Joe, it's all like, hey, you're old man, bro. What do you care? You really need to do something to help the United States. Fuck these corporations. And I know you've been a corporate shill. And I doubt he's going to hear it, but I'd hope he'd hear this. I'd like to talk to him to his face, because it's like, hey, that tough guy shit don't fly with me, motherfucker. Why weren't you in Vietnam? Why weren't you tough there? Huh? Or, we can't be busing people to the fucking, the urban jungle or some bullshit like that. What happened to that, motherfucker? And then you're all buddy-buddy with Obama. You're a piece of shit. If there's one thing you can do, make sure these corporations gotta pay. You can sign that shit in. Just like, well, I know you're not, because you're a corporate shill. That's why you promised, I'm gonna take Bernie's plan, I'm gonna totally hijack it, and then when I get into office, I'm gonna drag my feet on it, I'm gonna say, fucking get off my back about it, I'm gonna do all this. You're a piece of shit. Just like Trump, you ain't no better. Just like Bush, all you people are the same. Clinton, none of you motherfuckers. The only president, or the last great president we had, was named Jimmy Carter, and all you treated him like shit.
Massively.
All of you.
Massively.
And to this day, he's better than all of you. If there's one thing, there's a lot of shit you can do, Joseph. You're on your way out. You know
you're gonna be a one-term president.
I'm not, and that's not clowning. Look at your age, bro. You got what, 20, 30 years max? I hope 30 years max. You know, I really ain't a big fan of yours, but I don't want you to die.
Yeah, I will say one of the funny ones was the Trump supporters talking about Biden's age. It's like,
Trump's the same age, ain't he?
Trump's like 2 years younger.
Yeah, it's all like, and that's another one.
It's like, dude, your whole spiel about, well, he's too old too. Look at his age. He's old. He's like a year and a half older than Trump.
See, what would cement Biden as a great president would pull an old Roman general move. Fall on the sword.
Yeah, that's never. He's a career
fall
politician.
On the sword.
He's a career politician.
Could fix a lot of shit. If you truly are about America, you will fall on the sword. Because I grew up poor. I was born poor. I have no problem dying poor. If I was able to run and actually, achieve the office of the presidency, I'm Elliot Nesson the shit out of this motherfucker. Everyone, if you're corrupt, your ass is grass. Then whoever's underneath you, take his shit. Special election.
3.5 years. 3.5 year difference.
Oh, see, because that shit irritates me.
You're both over the age of 75.
Which we can't, that worked at one point, but it don't work no more.
It doesn't work anymore.
We're no longer in, and this is another thing that I wanted to talk about, time. A lot of people are, not very conscious to history, specifically, human history, civilization. We are still, locked. You can be spiritual, just you really need to get off of religion. Religion it served a purpose.
It's outdated. It's outdated at this point.
You can be spiritual, but you're literally holding on to manifestos that went to a livelihood that happened 3,000 years ago. You're tied to shit that literally pertained to humans multiple millennia ago. Eons. We are
literal eons
away from what the fuck they were dealing with. And this is the problem when you don't educate people, and you have a lot of people getting a lot of their knowledge of antiquity from a piece of propaganda known as the Bible.
Well, and not just that, it's something that's been rewritten.
Well, that's where that's what I mean by propaganda.
Yeah.
The King James version is literally propaganda.
Written by who?
So
King
everybody
James.
Does what King James of Scotland wanted you to do for mainly the people of England. Anybody that went under that motherfucking umbrella, nigga, this is our motherfucking Bible.
Yep.
If you're a Dane from over there, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. When you're here, you're doing my book, and that's how people did it. That's how you did it for eons. The only difference was you got to a point where Christianity was, kind of hoodwinked into Constantine. And Constantine, just like every other ancient, and he literally falls within the same the same actions that every other king before him did. Oh shit, I can't really take over all these people, or I could switch to this because I'm, kind of crazy, not all that smart, and someone who's good at manipulating can pull a Machiavellian move and make me do something by just being, oh look, that means this. Because, Jesus was on the cross, and, that phenomenon, when two clouds, some fucking phenomenon with the sky where the sun makes a halo and a cross, and that's what Constantine's seen, and they were like, and this has happened throughout humanity. Oh, that's a good omen.
Yep.
And then you tell that to everybody. Now everybody's inspired. They got the confidence. No matter what I do, we're gonna win. And that really does. It can help you.
Oh, it 100% can.
That no fear. I'm not gonna die. And even if I die,
it's just with anything. The mind is extremely powerful, and it can help, help you and cause a lot of different things. The placebo effect.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, you can cure shit with sugar pills if people think that it's the medication that cures it. It's been done.
I cured my diabetes with sugar pills. That's real shit. Fucking
extra sugar kills them.
And that's what
all
you
the
get.
diabetes.
Yep, all the diabetes. That's good shit. But that's what you get. And a lot of people are still, they're still being hoodwinked by that one occurrence and that one dude literally making Christianity the religion of, oh, did it stop recording?
Yeah.
Nah,
well, I guess it's going to be video only again.
Damn, why is it doing that?
I don't know.
No, you just deleted that. Man, that sucks. But,
it legit recorded like 28 seconds.
That's a lot. Just put it on loop. Just put it on loop and keep listening. See, this is what makes this great, because we look like idiots and you all get to watch it. We ain't editing shit.
Hell nah.
And we're like balls deep. We are beyond balls deep.
Oh, dude, we are like 36 minutes in on this motherfucker.
Remember in Aliens 4 where she makes a hole in the window with the retarded alien's blood and he gets sucked out? We're like halfway out the motherfucking window right now.
We have gone so far down this rabbit hole in all the preceding rabbit holes that it's like there's no point in even hitting record.
This is why I got C's and D's a lot, because you'd be like, oh, I didn't save mother.
Yeah. I've done that a few times. I definitely did that a few times.
I was done with the motherfucker. You know what? Fuck this. Bitch, you're getting this shit written.
Yep.
It's written. It's written out. That's what you're getting.
Fuck.
And you know what? You're getting a fucking rough draft. I ain't even gonna fucking rewrite it.
Oh, man.
I got other homework to do.
That's when we did homework.
Oh, and that's all like, well, doesn't that just fuck you? Yeah, shut up. That nigga fucked up, he's gonna eat it. Then when they ask why, and then you tell them, and they just look at you, and Miss Reed was all like, God damn it, you stupid bastard. I ended up getting a B on it. She looked at me and she was like, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, and we got that a lot.
I also was able to get away with my dog ate my homework. I brought that shit in. I was like, nah, nigga, look. And I threw that shit down. She started laughing hella hard. She's like, fuck it. You get credit. Like, even if you didn't do it, that nigga really ate your homework. It's like, fuck.
Damn, dude.
That was hilarious. Fucking pit bull. You gotta love them. Like, why? Why that? Of all things.
And nothing else was touched.
Nope.
Nothing else was touched. Like, must have been that Pierogi juice that was on it.
It could have been. Could have been. Pierogies are good. If you ever come to San Francisco, Cinderella Bakery in the Richmond district. Very good.
I still gotta go try that one.
Very good.
I still stick with the standard Paramount.
Yeah, they're good. It's good company. Very good.
But yeah, dude, fucking like, this is like an epitome of what high school is like for us as far as like homework. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Sit down, get going, and it's like the time's up and nothing's gotten done.
It's like, oh, whoops.
Fuck.
It's like, what were you doing? Well, I almost pitched a perfect game, so I had to play another game, and then it was.
And then I won that. I had to go for the sweep.
So what the fuck you expect me to do? MVP baseball. That's one that they need to put on. What is it? Game Pass.
Yes.
I'd like to see that on Game Pass. That and Fight Night Round 2.
You know which one I found fun was Def Jam Vendetta.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun one.
Where your trainer was Henry Rollins.
Henry Rollins, good guy. Good guy. Man. But going back to what we were talking about before.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly, though. Like, in high school, I know for me, we would have a project for 2 weeks, knowing what it is.
Miss Campbell's class. We had to do a project on Louis XIV.
No,
no, it was Louis XIV.
Louis?
Yeah,
I thought it was Napoleon.
We had Louis XIV, and that shit we had. I shit you not.
It had to be like two plus weeks.
Months. No,
was it that long?
No, it was like a month. It was like a month. We had a month.
It was like 3 or 4 weeks. It probably was.
Me and this motherfucker were all like, I know that, and then we're in. I shit you not. We're in class, and we're all like.
Damn, man, why has everyone got their posters?
Got poster boards out? We're working on it today. We're supposed to work on it fucking the past, couple days. But you get jaw jacking and you get talking.
And then nothing gets done.
Everybody, wait. Oh shit, we're presenting?
Literally.
He didn't even have we got a printout. It was a single sheet of paper. This nigga could not find it to save his life. He's like, oh my god. I was all like, I pulled mine out and I was all like, ha, I forgot it was there. Boom. And then we read that, drew literal
stick figures on our we got to put
pencil.
We're in the back of the class
doing it
with the poster board while people are presenting, doing our poster board.
And then went up there and crushed the shit out of it. She just looked at us like, you motherfucker.
It's not just her. Our classmates looked at us like, you motherfucker. No, we got a B because she said I just can't give you.
We got an A on the presentation. Answered all the questions. I like Louis XIV is easy. Fucking that time period was super easy. Like nailed it. And then the poster though, she was like, yeah, that's an F. That's a fucking F. Nobody could see it from back there. I was like, they knew who the fuck he is.
But that was the best part. Is she tried to trip us up a couple of times with questions.
Yeah, I was like, no, pal, that was the answer. She was like, all right, get the fuck over there. Don't do this shit again. All right, deuces.
Yep. And that's how we got through school.
Yeah, Miss Campbell was cool.
Yeah. I used to like sitting on the side the doors were on so you could look out at the hills.
Oh,
Twin Peaks.
Man. That was super fucking cool.
Thank God
I was good in history because if not, I mean, I'd literally just be sitting there.
Sitting there chilling.
I was like 10.
Second period or some shit like that. It was early.
Yeah. And you could just see the fog rolling over
Twin Peaks.
Look up Twin Peaks and Mount Sutro, morning fog, San Francisco. And watch it creeping down the hill. We watched that shit. And the firemen practice going up
right across the street was like the training facility for the fire department.
Man,
for
thank God I was good in fucking history and thank God what was her name? I shouldn't say her name, but Miss Helm. Like I would probably I would have failed math if she wasn't my teacher. I was like, who was it? Ragosa. Right? Yeah. It's like, Ragosa, why I didn't know? Why I'm not in your class?
Why I know my in your class?
Why I know in your class, boy? and he was all like, he's like, no, we can't do that. I can't have you in my class again. And we couldn't because I got along way too good with him.
I had him 10th grade. He was the 11th grade teacher. I had him in 10th.
And like...
he's the one that was just
I distracted the class. Like he'd say something, then I'd say something, and you'd just be cracking jokes, and then he'd be like, all right, shut up, we're behind, and then it'd be like, all right, my bad. And then I get back to it, and then be totally lost, because then I start talking to the motherfuckers at my table. And then be like, shit.
He was the one that basically just said, you're not going to do your homework, are you? I was like, no, I'm not. So he graded me on my tests and my classwork. In class, I'll do all the work. Once I walk out of that motherfucker, it's a crapshoot, and it's usually coming up hell nah.
He was cool. I remember I was like, I don't have you, what the fuck? He was all like, nah. He was like, trust me, you're gonna like your teacher. And then he goes, and me and you cannot be in the same class. Like that cannot happen again. That he was like, I was on track, if not ahead, with every other class. You made us fucking a little bit. I was like, oh, god damn it. So yeah, she's a hot little number, and yeah, I fucking paid attention. I can't look dumb in front of her. Hopefully, Mr. Aikenhead, you are watching this and you could comment at some point watching this and just be like, yes.
The arrow landed.
Yes, you could say that.
The arrow landed. Mr. Aikenhead was cool, and I had him back to back with Mr. P.
Yeah, Mr. P, Mr. Papadikis.
Paniotis Papadikis.
Crazy how those are really the only teachers I remember.
I remember most of them. I remember Mr. Zimmerman, my freshman math teacher. Dude, that looked kind of like Gandalf.
I remember Mr. That's his.
Mr.
You
Luck.
guys don't give a fuck. I don't know why we're going down. Yeah.
Luck.
Mr. Luck. Hey, Mr. Luck was in Vietnam, dude. Mr. Luck was a
Vietnam. Yeah.
Yeah, the actual war. He was like 13 or 14, doing shit.
Mr. Luck was awesome.
Yeah. There's a podcast. Look up like SOG podcast.
SOG SOG.
Yeah, on YouTube, and hopefully I forget the name. It's been a minute, but it'll one of them should show up with I think it was what's his name? Jocko Willink. He has a podcast. He's a Navy SEAL, former Navy SEAL, and he had a SOG member on, and homeboy was, telling stories and shit, and it was pretty badass. Those SOG members are some pretty tough SOBs, and he had a South Vietnamese dude fighting with him named Cowboy. Homeboy was like 16. This motherfucker was legit. He'd be like, shh, shh. And he'd be like, the enemy's over there. And he'd be like, nigga, there's no noise being made. And then you hear noise and you're like, this little motherfucker is a goddamn fucking video game character.
Yeah.
He's just like, shut up, they're over there. Then he goes, they make contact. He's 16. Cowboy is the right name. I hope we were able to bring him to his rightful country. Homeboy just busted out the bush and was all like, suck lead, bitch. There is, I think, like a battalion that he's firing on. And he's just sitting there, and then the other ones are moving back. They're firing, they're moving back. And one of the great things about having a radio is you can be like, coordinates, and then these people be like, all right, bombs, and then they just bomb the area and motherfuckers get fucked up. And dude was all like, it was great because, technically we're not supposed to be in Cambodia, but they're in Cambodia, so we're in Cambodia. And the SOG members did a lot of clandestine shit. Like a lot of the shit that we see in movies that Rambo does, that the Navy SEALs do in the movie Navy SEALs, that's what SOG was doing. That's what the Rangers were doing. And Mac V, they're another cool one. Look them up. Them niggas are straight just murking motherfuckers in other countries. Hey, you sell dope for the fucking North Vietnamese? Nah, I don't do. Bam, yeah, you do. And then walk off. Literally hop in a car and then they drive out of the country and it's all or get flown out of the country. Yeah. So like, our dudes were pretty badass, and I mean all our dudes from everywhere. The Aussies, I gotta tip my hat to them.
Yeah,
they're badass. Every engagement we've been in,
they've been right there.
They've been right there. Every single one of them. Canada too. Gotta love my brother to the motherfucker.
Like Canada and Australia are two. Man,
right there,
that tongue did not want to.
What do you think they try and reboot fucking Fat Albert? Hey, drink that Kool-Aid, little girl. Oh shit.
Those of you who don't know, Fat Albert was voiced and created by Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Bill the Pill.
Man, I love fucking Dr. Huxtable.
Dr. Huxtable.
That mother. Or that's how I used to say it, Dr. Fucking, God. It's like, I don't know why the S in the word following it would fuck me up. Nope, it's getting at it.
That's like my daughter. Like, it's funny. She'll say certain words, and it's like the letters clearly don't come out clearly. But when she breaks down the sounds, boom, 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 boom. But when she's trying to say it together, the transition does not work. Like, yeah. Like, I've had her, like, hospitals one. She says hostable or something along those lines. She can say hoss or ha, spit, tall.
Put it together. Nope.
Popsicle. What?
It's because their brains are like, popsicle? No, wait. Oh, wait, we're saying this word. Yeah, you gotta love little dudes. They're hilarious. They are hilarious. Speaking of little girls, hey, Iranian chicks, remember, you're actually Persian. So, shake Islam, because you're not Islamic, you're Persian. That's why you're having a hard time wearing those motherfucking hijabs. And you can tell... That's a
very recent thing in that country. Like, you have women that are alive there that didn't participate.
That remember, I used to be able to go to school, go to the movies,
drive a car,
walk down the street, do basic human shit without having to follow, again,
wear a skirt
that were derived 2,000 years ago. Like, that's
wear a skirt. I mean, go down the list.
Yeah, they can't do shit, and I really believe, and it's true. The reason, Islam is the way it is because it didn't go through the Enlightenment, because the Huns came in right about that time, and Genghis Khan died before they were really able to press into Christendom. Because the way geographically it lined up, I forget a homeboy's name, the general, came down. Mind you, I think this nigga came down with like 20,000 dudes. My nigga never used more than 10 when he attacked anybody. When he came up against Islam, because that's the first ones he came against, it was all like, what's up, capitulate to my homeboy, I'ma fuck you up. And obviously Islam, who, if you look it up at that time, they fucking owned a lot of shit. The religion, because you got to understand that whenever these religions operated in any geographical region, you are locked to the kingdom, and the overall religion is what we use to connect who we are. But you have different caliphates, which is kingdoms throughout, the Muslim world. And which goes into India, which is, I didn't know this, they were largely ruled by Islam for a long period of time. Yeah, like with anything, you come in when one great civilization had been on its decline, and that's kind of what happened. Oh. And it was during a time when you're on civilizationally, you're kind of on a slight backslide, which happened a lot. You'd have a backslide, then it would come up, backslide, and then come up. It was just, you were at a really shitty point, because all these Indian motherfucking, they're all down here, and then fucking Islam comes in, and they were beating the shit out of Christendom too. They just steamrolled over everybody, and those poor bastards were all like, oh shit, what are we at? Look at the score. Oh, we're gonna lose. It's like, are we gonna try? It's like, we can't. How do you know? Well, you see how that says -1,000? Yeah, we're fucked. And that's really what it was for a long time. And then the Huns came down, and they were like, hey, do as I say. The Muslims were like, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, bro. And then the Huns said, the fuck you say, bitch? And then shot an arrow, and then they're like, we know how to deflect arrows. And then they were all like, oh shit, they keep charging us, then pulling back. Then when we go to step forward, we get hit with arrows. And then every time we think we have them routed because they're on horseback, they turn around, attack us, and then we eventually have our lines moved forward to the point where we're slightly disorganized, or now their cavalry's behind us. Once you're behind your enemy, you're fucked. You're routed.
Especially when you're talking about a situation where they're shielded, facing this way, so they're locked.
Most death in medieval and ancient warfare came from being routed. When I turn and run, we lost. That's where motherfuckers get murdered. That's when your cavalry comes out. Go get them! Kill them while they run. And you also use them to, outflank your fucking enemy. Yep. Which is what the Huns were really, really, really,
I mean, they were some of the best horsemen.
And bowmen.
They're
saying the Comanche were the best, even better, with both.
I could see. Oh, well, the bow one's actually kind of surprising just because of different styles. The horseman, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Dude, Hiawatha, I think is no, not Hiawatha. Hiawatha is basically the father of the United States, the Indian, I should say, the
Native,
godfather.
yeah.
Because that's literally what Hiawatha did, is what inspired George and Ben and all our old great homies who were all like, that native way seems really motherfucking efficient, and it keeps everybody. We're basically a loose association of kingdoms.
Yeah.
California, the greatest kingdom. Oregon, the meth kingdom. Washington, the mountain kingdom. Then you have Nevada, the fucking desert kingdom.
Arizona,
the
desert kingdom.
Yeah, the fucking
tweaker.
No, giant spring training. Then you have, because really, what do you have there? The Diamondbacks? Fuck them. No,
the Suns with Robert Starver.
Huh?
The Suns with Robert Starver, their soon-to-be former owner.
That guy. Why?
I
don't understand.
For all the shit that the former Clippers owner.
Yeah, Sterling got screwed.
Yeah.
I understand where he was coming from, and that those people means, because he told her, those rappers, that bitch set him up. He shouldn't have. And he's, I hate to say it, but he never really, unless he called somebody out personally in his organization for saying it, we should just shame him. But to lose your team, or if he gets slapped, he gets slapped. Fuck it.
Yeah.
But
what Robert Starver is alleged to have said, and what Robert Starver has been shown to have said, I mean, we're talking full on
those
racial.
N-words need an N-word to coach them. Otherwise, and then it went into more fucking bigoted shit. And then there was also some shit with a bunch of women too.
Yeah. As in, not just him saying derogatory shit about women, but harassing women in the office place, which is
he was harassing them,
which is some of the shit. And I don't know if it was him directly, but him being a part of. It's kind of like what's happened with Dan Snyder. It's kind of like what happened with the former Carolina owner.
I don't get that. If you have that much money, I would legit.
Well, hey, no, what is there to get? Our former president said it. If you got enough money, you can just grab him by the pussy.
It's true, you can.
And that's the way that these motherfuckers think, though. That's the way that these...
No. That's not the way they think. That's the fucking way it is. You can rape a chick and then, hopefully, you get dealt with in prison. But if not, these motherfuckers are out back on the street in 4 years. It's like, you didn't cure anything.
No.
You didn't stop shit. Hopefully someone in jail or prison really put a beat down on him, or he got a beat down and made someone's girlfriend.
With these people, with these specific people, they wouldn't even be put in Gen Pop anyway.
No, not anymore. Yeah. Not in California. They don't. In California, they legit will never. I'm pretty sure California, fucking Texas for sure, because there's one thing I can say: the two greatest states. Well, one's literally floundering. Texas, you niggas really need to get on your shit, because Republican or not, what the fuck's going on there is bull. It's straight bull. I, as a Californian, should not have to be paying for some of your shit. Get on it, especially when you're supposed to be producing your own gas, or oil. Where's that money? Where's that money going? Why isn't that money going to exactly?
That's where it's going. It's going to the companies.
You retards need to get on your shit. You really do, because you're held back. You really are held back, and all fucking essence of the word, that is you to a T. Not unless you're Texan. I can't, as a Californian, I can't give you no space. I can't. And I don't expect space to be given back. It's a friendly rivalry, you douchebag piece of shit. And if you're from Texas, talk shit down below.
Yeah, please. And it really is, though, a friendly rivalry, because ultimately, if
as a Californian, I can tell you too, fuck LA. Same thing, friendly rivalry. I fucking hate LA. They're a piece of shit. Dodgers, fuck you. They're going to the playoffs, huh?
Oh, yeah, they got the best record in the league, yeah.
Oh, that's a double. Fuck you. Fuck you. I hope that you get just there and then you lose in
like they've done numerous
fucking
times.
fashion. Yeah, just keep that shit going. I don't count the Astros, though, as I hate... Oh, shit pisses me off.
I'm just glad that I hate the Astros situation. I'm just glad it happened against the Dodgers.
Me too.
It couldn't have been any more fitting.
I hate cheating that much that, you know, unless the Dodgers did some level of cheating too, then that's perfect. But if they didn't, fuck that. I don't like cheating, period. And it kind of pisses me off because now I got to, first off, I have to lightweight.
Feel bad for the fucking...
Well, and I got to put an asterisk on what Judge is doing because they changed the fucking ball.
And so it's like, and we don't know if they changed it for him, but historically
no. They didn't change the ball for him. They changed the ball, and then Judge became a player. I think that's how it fucking came about. But we don't know. What if it was the old ball?
Well, I mean,
somehow this nigga hit more.
Also, you hear the reports that during the '97 home run race between
that some of the balls were juiced.
That after, not out the gate, but once it started once McGuire and Sosa started getting closer to that 60 home run mark and looking like they were on pace for it, they switched out the balls for their at bats,
which is bullshit.
Not the whole game,
just for their
at bats.
And that's why going to sports betting, I don't like it. If honestly, if I had Newsom's ear, I would have been like, nah, nigga, strike that shit down. Executive order. Gambling is not allowed. We didn't let the fucking mob do it. Now we're gonna let corporations do it who are worse than the fucking mob? You're dumb. You're fucking stupid. They could literally just lobby and you get screwed, a la Falcons, Patriots.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me they fucked up that bad? Did you see the spread? At halftime, it most definitely was going to go that Vegas was going to have to pay out a lot of money.
And this is right on the heels of Rousey and McGregor.
Yeah, Rousey and McGregor. Man, that bankrupted Vegas.
A couple sports books, yeah.
Vegas itself is all like, we're going to have to hand out IOUs. You think they're taking that fucking L? Hell nah, they ain't doing that shit again. So, 28-7?
3.
28-3 at halftime. That was going to pay out. And I think if the Falcons had beat them by, what was it, greater than 25 points, the payout would have been like 250-1.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
You know that you have some people that throw money on that type of bet.
And a lot of people do what? A lot of motherfuckers get rich just off of knowing the appropriate amount of bookies and just putting, bets on each one of those teams.
Yeah.
I've literally heard a dude, he goes, I got enough money to do it. I do it. And I, literally recap all my bread. He's like, so it's not really a loss.
Yeah.
Especially if
you don't, you don't necessarily make a ton, but you don't lose either.
But he said, if you know what you're doing, you can
still come up.
You come up, and there's ways to game it.
And if you're betting enough, a 2% win when you're betting enough is still a lot of fucking money.
Oh, it's a lot of fucking money, and you just it shouldn't be trusted. It really, really shouldn't be trusted. I do not trust any corporation getting into gambling
unless you could fucking get some sort of organization that is overseen, that isn't you can't have.
What's to stop anybody from the top in any one of these organizations being all like, well, I'm involved in that app. Well, you're not allowed to. Well, you mean his kid can't do it? Someone else can't do it? He can't do it from some other fucking phone, some other fucking device? How many times did the NFL allow the Patriots to get away with cheating?
Well, and then
they literally cheated. Oh, I'm gonna review the tape. Oh, there was nothing on the tape. I destroyed the tape.
The tape was destroyed.
And it's all like, oh, okay, so I guess you're innocent. Innocent people do that shit. Yeah, it's all like, come on now, I got burner phones and I destroy them. Motherfucker, I am not brand new to life. That is legit telling me, without telling me, yeah, we're cheating. So in my eyes, Is he a great quarterback? Yes. Did he win all those Super Bowls? Fuck no, he didn't. No, fuck no. Especially when you take into account, some of the officials, the literal officials that kept working those big games.
There was that one official that worked a bunch of Brady's big games.
And not saying that that's Brady's fault.
No,
but who was extremely
and the owner of the team was really good friends with the commissioner of the league.
Man, and shit just kept going that way.
Yep.
It's mighty funny. Not to mention, Vinatieri won the first 2 motherfucking Super Bowls.
Yeah.
I'll give Tom what he won, but you can't deny, or you can't. They shouldn't have given him the moniker of such a great quarterback when he did the bare minimum of bring this nigga to a very long field goal that then the kicker is the one who won the fucking game.
Yep.
The quarterback got you to the very bare
and that's
minimum.
The thing. It wasn't a chip shot.
It
wasn't a chip shot.
That's
it was the very you need to get to this line. That's the furthest you could be, and that's where you got to.
57-yarder, 55-yarder, somewhere within there. It's all no, nigga, that's the kicker. Well, the quarterback had to get him there. So did the fucking wide receivers and the fucking running back. And the line. The kicker is the one who scored those 3 points. Vinatieri is the hero for those 2 fucking things, not Tom. That's the way I go about shit. Now, some of the other shit that he did, he deserves credit for that. But to get someone to where it's all we're making it extremely hard for you, no, the credit doesn't go to the nigga that fucking barely got them there. If he got them there. If you got him to a chip shot, but no, now he handed the baton off to that guy. Just the baton was handed off to the running back. Do you see that nigga get any credit anymore?
No.
He gets used the most. And then they're all the quarterback's the most important position. Well, no, he's just the most protected. And if we treated him a little bit more like a cog in the system, maybe shit would go a little bit better.
Yeah.
Maybe if motherfuckers didn't immediately put the number 1 draft pick in, what I believe the Niners should have did was never come off Jimmy, give this nigga the job, tell him you have it, until
you don't.
This motherfucker comes up, and then when he comes up and he's ready, that's when he comes in. How well did
it doesn't matter
work?
It doesn't matter if it's week 1, week 6 next year.
How good did that work for the Packers? Worked pretty fucking good. How good did that work for the 49ers? That worked pretty good. And now Favre apparently got additional welfare money, or was seeking additional welfare money for a football.
Yeah.
It's you're
not a football stadium.
No, fuck that. A football. He wanted $5 million for a single fucking football. So, that makes it worse.
And I do agree with a few people that have stated this, and we've stated this, is the Michael Vick coverage receives so much more attention than what has been shown in this.
Well, and Nick Wright brought something up. He said, now I get one of the reasons why this isn't as, as big a news story as it should be. It's not, as sensationalistic. It's no. The news determines what is sensational. They are owned by certain people who will dictate from on high, no, don't let that get out. And most important, they don't want, it's not like they're protecting Favre or they're protecting the governor. They're protecting the corrupt system. They don't want the system to have to be fucking put on blast like that, and then people go to jail, which again brings me back
when you go to the system like that. When you go on the system like that, all these other things are going to come to light.
Yeah. Oh, they're siphoning money from us left and right, and I believe,
and that's at the state and federal level. That's at the state and federal level.
Why is it if any motherfucker in this country robs somebody, they'll go to jail for 10 years. But these motherfuckers could rob a bunch of people and they get nothing. It literally goes back to that old.
And when you say
Stalin
nothing,
saying.
It's not even a slap on the wrist. No, they get something. They get something. Yeah, exactly.
They get our money.
Exactly.
They fucking waltz out of there, fucking fat as fuck. And it's be glad. You really, really should be counting your lucky stars that we are in this, and we're going to talk about it next week when it pertains to time, because I got, the shit not recording threw me off, and I just remembered now. Hey, I am a field mouse. I have the memory of one, well, more like a goldfish, but...
More like the attention span of one.
I have the attention span of a field mouse, and I have the memory of a goldfish. So I'm firing on all motherfucking cylinders. But you see, I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. You go back to temporal. We got to talk about time and how a lot of people are still locked in this old way of thinking, this very, very old way of thinking. And it's literally harkens back to antiquity. We cannot leave that way of thinking if we continue to, stay shackled to these old religions, because all they keep spouting is the same bullshit that has been around forever, and all these organizations do is take. They're not so much into giving back. I haven't seen the church truly do anything to help anyone in any meaningful way I don't think ever. They don't believe in it. They say they do, but they never do. When it comes to shit, I hear Jews doing shit. I hear Muslims doing shit. You never hear congregations helping do anything. You hear just normal
individuals doing it. Individuals do it, but
that's because Christian houses of worship are places to gossip and talk shit about the people that are there. I've only really been to a couple when I was young, because the immediate vibe I got was the opposite of the stories I was being told. So I was all like, you know what? I don't like this. I'm out of here. We're not Jesus himself flipped over the table for people collecting tax within, the holy walls, yet we're over here, some motherfuckers handing out this donation basket.
And just people
every day. Every mass, anytime someone's there, they're. Can you give me money? Can you give me money?
I remember seeing people put checks in there.
Yeah, I see that all the time. I told my dad, hey, we don't got no money, we're poor. Why are you giving money? Oh, well, fuck that. They got gold up there. When it's raining and you pick me up from school, I see bums chilling outside on the steps trying to stay dry. Meanwhile,
it's just like Joel
the church
Osteen.
is closed. Yeah, that punk-ass bastard. I really, really do, even though I'm not someone who believes in any
what
deity.
What the hell's that other guy's name?
I hope that your religion is real, just so I can watch. Hopefully be there to watch you be denied entry into your place of fucking, utopia, because you were a douche and you literally used that religion to
Kenneth
make money.
Copeland.
They're all garbage.
No, the Joel Osteen thing was when the hurricane was going on in
with
Houston.
The wide eyes.
That's Kenneth Copeland.
He's the devil. Dude, legit. If there was ever the devil wears a blue dress.
Did you hear his thing with the whole fucking God said I needed a private plane?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't be in that tube with those demons.
So what if I feel that way and God told me to do some unspeakable things where I can't really be too graphic, but going back to barbarity.
And that's the way that some of this, you go back to medieval days and shit like that, where they had religion, there was Christianity, and they would say, well, when someone would do something, whether it was raping someone, God told me to do it. Go pillage a land, God told me to do it. That was I have no choice. I couldn't not go kill them. God told me to.
It was divine. It was from the gods. Well, actually, from the God, not gods.
Yeah.
Well, technically gods, because Jesus, they consider him to. He's God. No, he's the Son of God.
That whole thing just
Not to mention,
even when I was young, I was so confused by that, because there's only one God only, and Jesus Christ is his son, and then they refer to Jesus as God. It's like, but you just said there's no false idols, and there's only one God, but now you're saying that he was his son, but he's also him. what?
Get it straight.
And that's as a child, like trying to put that, together. It's just like, how? Wait. And I wasn't accepting it blindly. It was so confusing that you couldn't accept it blindly.
Yeah.
You couldn't help but question, what the hell do you mean? So, I can only worship God. There can't be any false idol. There's only one God. And then his son is Jesus, who came to save us, and blah, 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 blah. And Jesus is Lord. But you said he is. And Jesus is his son. But he is. And it was, it wasn't at that point, but that was definitely one of the things that pushed me towards, I'm good off this. I'm good off this. Like,
full of shit. You're lying to me. You keep giving me answers that conflict and that don't make sense. And then later when I find out that Christianity, all it really did was steal the creation stories from pagan religions to help make
much
it
like
easier.
Christmas was a pagan holiday.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Solstice. Jesus was born in summer, not winter. Motherfuckers do not...
It was like June or some shit like that.
You screw in winter and you birth in spring. Why are you going to make it hard? Hey, you know what? It's really cold. It's hard to stay warm. It's hard to gather food. It's kind of hard to get drinking water. You know what? Now's a good time to pop out a baby. No, humans don't operate like that. It's stupid. I mean, does it happen? Yeah. But we also found evidence that Joseph was fairly rich. Jesus had brothers and sisters.
Yeah, Jesus did have brothers and sisters. I learned that in Dogma.
And the Brits killed his 240 some odd descendant, Selassie, when they went to Somalia. They murdered that nigga. They were like, hey, nah, King James, bruh. So you see how much they actually care about religion? None. They never did. Do your fucking research. Especially, I don't mind you being spiritual, but no.
Absolutely. By all means.
That you're being played. This whole Christianity's thing, all religions thing with gay people is, look, two poles can't make a baby. Two motherfucking slits can't make a baby. So you know what does a slit and a pole? You put them two together, shout out a baby. That we need those, because that is a warrior. If it's not a warrior, then it's support. And I need both of those so I can continue to rule. So I can
That's tax income when they become of age.
Not only that, hey, I need to eat and I need motherfuckers to farm. Not to mention we have an economy we're trying to run. So we literally go to war.
And you're talking about at a time
summer, every other
You're
summer.
talking about at a time where we weren't as a populace weren't popping out children at the rate that it is now. We weren't sitting at 8 billion people on the earth.
No. You forget that not every kid made it to full term.
Especially then, like a lot
kids that
not just not full term, and then so you have the the high level of not making it to full term, meaning there was no kid born, and then you have a high portion that died before the age of 3.
Not to mention the complications that could happen when you miscarry and the baby doesn't come out. Then the chick dies.
Yep.
Now you're like, fuck, I lost my wife. Now that dude's going through it just throughout the human fucking, experience. And then, you have society being all like, go fuck. Now.
Yeah.
And
go make more.
Yeah, and then work. And then, when war pops off, go grab that motherfucking knife and go do
die.
something about it, all right?
And go die, because we don't expect you to come back.
Yeah, and this is back in the day, and people forget, back in the day, kings actually were on the battlefield. Legit. It wasn't until recently that heads of state stopped, going out and doing shit. Really, really recent. People do literally 70 something, because Napoleon III was riding on the Persians to go liberate one of his other armies when they were in Prussia on campaign. So that is actually, that's about the last time.
Yeah.
And the closest you get, and then from then on out, the closest you'll get is, Hitler and Eisenhower, where they fought in previous wars. Patton fought in previous wars, and then we're given, or then later attain fucking leadership. But that's the closest you're going to get now.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. That, or if you're talking about true heads of state, i.e., like the royal family, like they serve in the military, but they don't ever actually go see combat. They make sure of that.
And if you,
so it's like you serve, but you don't.
That's what kind of disappointed me about William and Harry. It's all like, you guys have a unique position within the royal family to, well, I guess it's also up to them, be not only a political or in a figurehead of state. You could be a political head of state.
Yeah.
And we could have, for the first time in a long time, actually the first time ever, a royal, someone who's actually within the line of succession, become prime minister or do anything in Parliament. And that's where I think they're fucking off. I'm not sure if there's, old laws saying that they can't.
There may.
But I think it would be smart if, like right now, if William was to be like, I think I'm gonna jump in.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna jump into politics and I'm gonna try and do what the fuck I'm supposed to do. Which kind of pisses me off about Merkel, because it's like, bitch, you didn't know that these motherfuckers were gonna be racist? You're an American. You're supposed to stand up, head held high, like, yeah, I'm gonna take your British shit and I'm gonna eat it and I'm gonna shit it out. And then when I become, later on, because you are fucking, gonna be second or third in line. If anything happens to your brother and his son, you will be. Or if anything happens to your brother while your son's still young, you become, King Regent. Or no, is he King Regent or is he just a regional leader? No, I think it's King Regent, because he's in the line of succession. Bam. And then when you get out, you jump into politics and you own ass. You can literally turn, the way the British people think about the royal family around, because that shit does touch back a long way. And to me, I like it just because it harkens back to legit antiquity. It's touching the fucking past, along with the King of Sweden. He was actually French, so they're French lineage, but it plays back to old shit.
Whatever, it's been a bitch. Trying to find out if a member of the royal family can become prime minister, but
and that's like, if I ever became president, I legit would go to Egypt and I'd be like, I'm lightweight gonna fucking bully you out of your country because I'm kind of on some Rome shit right now. So you either capitulate or somehow you're gonna fucking die. Because I like Egypt, and what they're doing to that fucking, old ass goddamn, nation state it's annoying. Your dad or your mom and Roger were there, and their stories were not. And a lot of people I've heard, like, Egypt is a shithole. It's like, what are you doing?
And that's leadership. That's the leadership doing that. Yeah,
exactly. They have. Can you imagine not having a good leader for 2,500 years?
Yeah.
Same with China. China, goddamn. Look up Chinese history. You do not want to be a Chinese peasant. You definitely... No. I think you most definitely don't want to be a Chinese peasant, and then you don't want to be a Russian serf.
Yeah.
Them poor Chinese motherfuckers, it was like, all right, it's been 20 minutes. I think I can bring my son out of the barn and not have to... Oh, he's gone. Fuck. Well, up, I'm gone. Fuck. And then some, 12-year-old basically has to knock up, your wife, because there's like legit, there's no fucking dudes. They were constantly at war. Constantly at war. When you look at the history of it, you're like, damn.
Yeah.
You poor Chinese bastards had like 20 minutes to rest.
What's fucked up is
time for another fight.
Less the fighting in the traditional sense, like the peasants are just the average citizen now. Like, they're still treated pretty much the same fucking way.
They are treated really bad, really.
You know, it's time for Taiwan or real China.
They legit, like, if you're buying any home in China and you're Chinese, you're not buying it, you're leasing it for either 75 or 99 years. So you can give it to your kid, but once that timetable's up,
it's gone. Get
out of here. Not to mention, when you buy it, they're like, it's not built yet, so you gotta buy it.
Buy it now. Buy it now, and we'll get it to you soon.
Yeah, when it's built. It's gonna take about 10 to 15 years. And it's been about 10 years, and I know it's not built, and I know we made you pay the mortgage on a home you're not living in and isn't technically built. Well, it's not finished. Wait, what building do you have? Oh, yeah, it's not built yet. We laundered all that money, and now the government's destroying all those buildings. Sorry. And that's 90% of the new homes sold.
Yeah. And that's it. Or if they don't destroy them, they're built so shittily that a little gust of wind.
Oh yeah, they call it tofu dreg construction. Now, tofu dreg is the leftover, like, styrofoamy shit left over from making tofu. So it's really garbage. If you go online and you look up video of tofu dreg construction, you will see homeboy at the foundation of concrete literally just doing that, and it's crumbling like rotted wood. Crumbling just dust.
And they're building like multi-story buildings.
40-story build. Oh man, I'm like, God, when those people revolt, there is going to be a lot of savagery.
Oh yeah.
That's too much pent up shit.
Oh dude, it's think about shit. Like the angriest you've ever gotten and held in, and multiply that by like 100.
So I forget which city it is, but one of the cities in China, zero COVID policy. So they're like, there's nobody in this city who ever got COVID, never died of COVID. But that bus carrying 27 people, they supposedly got COVID. They're heading to basically a fucking concentration camp. On the way there, they crashed. 27 people died. Yeah. And you couldn't see out of the windows. So it's all like, yeah, that country is,
they weren't alive.
That government.
They weren't alive when they left.
Yeah, you can't trust commies. Ooh, shit, I gotta get going. My wife's gonna be like, where the fuck were you? Were you sleeping with that chick by the train tracks again? It's like, I told you, she fucking on dope. And yes. Nah. She hates when I make that joke.
Which is why you gotta continue to make it.
Oh, I do. It's like, especially when I pointed out the chick that we seen by the train tracks. It's like, why are you getting mad? It's like, you know that's not gonna happen. Man, I wish I had a picture. It's fucked up. I feel bad for the lady in her situation, but man, dope. Hey, stay away from dope. Seriously. But I gotta get going before I get beaten asleep. And
it's gonna happen anyway. Soap in a sock.
Oh, the Cowboys beat the Giants.
Yep.
Oh, and the U.S. sent the HIMARS multiple rocket launchers. Those things are cool. To Latvia. So it's like, Russia, don't play. You really shouldn't play. Not to mention
the rusty AKs they have them using.
We've been testing.
And that's the Russians have been using.
Our tactical nukes. We've upgraded our tactical nuclear weapons. So it's all like, you got tac nukes. We have better tactical nuclear weapons. Our cruise missiles actually can operate. Your hypersonic missile you launched and the motherfucker dropped to the ground. Another one you launched, it activated but didn't explode, just rammed into the side of the building. Some of your jets still does taking off and then falling. It's like, do you really want to play with the kings of precision guided munitions? We will literally just hit them with a drone. Have you seen the Ukrainians with their fucking drones?
Oh dude,
they're literally just like fucking 500 feet up, maybe not that high, like 100 feet up, 200 feet up, and they're just hovering above people, and they're dropping IEDs down onto Russian soldiers sleeping in their fucking foxhole. Bam! They dropped it right on homeboy's leg. He's like, the other dude's just kind of like, yeah, I'm dead. He's like, I already know it. Let's just, let's hug. Bye, brother. Catch you on the other side. Yeah. Sorry, we lived shitty lives anyway, so.
And had a country to send us here for fucking.
For nothing. For people we don't even want to fight.
Yeah.
It's legit.
It's conscription.
Sad. It's sad, and which is why they're running. Which is why, hey, I fully condone. Well, I can't say that because YouTube will get pissed and probably take the video down. But look up Gabriel Princip. Yeah, look up the dude who basically started World War I and, do that to Putin. And then your country will be fine. I mean, he's been doing it to every other political opponent. I don't understand
there's
why
just one that has survived and he got out.
DC sniper that motherfucker. That's all you got to do. Bow, leave it, and then walk out. Consider it, or hey, if you're dying of fuck, I can't be saying this shit on here because you can't be condoning that. But CIA plant this shit in their heads. They're not really all that educated, so sometimes you gotta give them a little bit of something. Nah, I'm talking shit. You Russians, well, the Ukrainians are smart. You Russians are a lot like Americans.
Yeah.
Backwards assholes.
Well, I mean, in all seriousness, the way it's been run there and the way that shit's been run here, there's a lot of similarities.
There are.
There's a lot. It's all control. It's all control policies.
Look, all you got to do is get Putin out of there, and then be like, "Hey, United States, can we be a part of your country?" And then we'll be like, "It's a trial period. We'll think about it." And then slowly we'll take over the globe, and fucking beat whoever doesn't want it. Let's go old school style. Fuck it. But Persian. The Persians did it nice. You can't deny it. Not the Huns.
Nicer.
We could do it the Hun way because we're that good. But we'll do it the Persian way. Hey, you can still worship all shit you worship, nigga. Just become a part of the greatest people ever and give me a little bit of money. A little bit of money. It's to help you, I swear to God, and to help me. But to help you too, and me, and you, but you. All right, I gotta get going. That's how we get in trouble.
All right, y'all. Hey, subscribe, like, comment, do all that shit. Sorry, y'all, that couldn't hear this on any of the other streaming stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever. Deuces.
Cuckoo, ka-choo.